turbo concrete mega eco. Right, folks. So back in the hole. 4 pipes in. We'll try and get another 2 in this video. It's a little bit wonky. So I've got the pump running down there at the minute. We'll just have a little pump out this morning and get down to where we can see stuff. She's kicked over a bit to that side and a tiny bit that way. I'm not going to get the plumb bob down here yet. I'm just trying to get it roughly plumb until I hit the bottom of the hole that was previously here, and then once we start digging properly, I'll have a much easier time getting it to go straight. But for the time being, there's a bit of the plywood stuck underneath it on that side, and the pipe's actually missing that bit of plywood, so I need to get in there and get the plywood out completely, so when I do straighten it up it can go that way, because if the ply is still there it will stop it going that way, won't it? So that's what we'll do first, and then I'll try and catch it on camera going down another stage. I've missed it the last 2 times. It's not that spectacular, but we got a, you know, every time we put another pipe on we gain another 600 kilos, so what, there's like 2,400 kilo here now, 2.5 tons, yeah. Alright, we'll put the whole cam on and get going. Someone's up there with a MiG. I'm joking. It's Das Eurofighter. Bugger off! Jeez. Afterburner right over my house, eh? Never mind. I'll have to shout, that's all. So I've got I've got 3 of the sides kind of removed down there, and that just leaves us 1 remaining side. And I was going to get back down there with the saber saw and cut it, but she's starting to make some noise now, so I think that'll be a little bit dodgy. What I'm really concerned about is, you know, being down there, having one of the plies collapse, and then the pipe ending up on that plywood. Oh, did you hear that? Yeah. So you know, getting stuck down there, that'd be really embarrassing, wouldn't it? Probably stuck down there with a broken leg as well, isn't it? Like, so what we'll do, we'll use the remote plywood cutter. I pioneered this device a little while ago. It's just 2 bits of leaf spring sharpened up and on a big pole. But it keeps getting stuck, but either way it will do okay. If we just got 1 board to get through, it's probably the best thing to use here. And I'll set the camera up. It'd be nice to catch these going down. Either way, if I cut that off and it doesn't go down, we'll stick another pipe on top, and then, you know, I'm pretty sure that 1/2 ton weight increase will be enough to send her down. Right, I'm going to set this camera up though, because I missed it the last few times it's dropped down, because it's either happened whilst I've not been here, or when I've not had the camera on. Okay, so we've officially got half the pipe stacked. Half the pipe stacked. Awesome. But obviously, you know, can't really say we're halfway till this one is flush with the deck. I'm not going to go down there. I don't, you know, it's be silly to go down there with it with the mortar wet. So we'll let that set up, give it a day or something, and then we've got to get down there with the bucket. We'll get the bucket back on and do some digging, I guess. Don't think we're going to hit the very bottom this episode. I mean, we're not going to get to where I previously dug to, because although we're sort of 1.5 pipes proud at the minute, even if I get these flush, they're still going to take us to about, you know, about a foot from where I finished last time. We've got a nice little echo going on. Echo, hello. It's gonna be mental. It's gonna be fucking awesome. Oi. Yeah. Okay. Well, there's not really much I can do on this for the time being, is there, eh? Okay. It's new pump day, folks. See there on the right, we've got the pump I've been using, you know, since I started this hole. All cast iron, nice pump, but it's had a couple of accidents and a few repairs and that. You know, half the casing is now held together with Tysol, 3M Tysol. It's like JB Weld, but a lot better. And the impeller has shrunk. it's like about half the diameter that it used to be, just for erosion. And I can't get spares, otherwise I probably would have tried to fix it. But the one on the left, twice the power, twice the head. Heads the height, yeah, and that one is struggling a bit at the minute because, like I say, the pump's worn away, but it's only meant to be a 7-meter head anyway, which, you know, is about as deep as I'm going. This one reckons on being 18 meters, so it'll probably still work okay at 7 meters with a bit of wear, hopefully. You know, we're going to make it wear a bit, but hopefully not so much that it won't be working when we get down to the bottom of the pit. Alright, okay, I'm just going to swap the couplers over, then we'll get it in the hole and fire the old girl up. The remnants of some of the early pumping. I know there was, you know, a little bit of confusion from some folk about why I was putting all this effort into a crane, and I suppose this is it. It's, you know, multi-purpose, isn't it? It's for mucking out as well, and I've got enough cable on there to reach right down to the bottom of the hole. You know, all 24 foot. It's going to be deeper now anyway, but you know, what? Yeah, that's the whole idea behind it anyway. You know, multi-purpose, long reach, low capacity, short reach, high capacity. You know. Moment of silence, folks, for my favourite shovel. It's a sad day indeed. I've been everywhere with this shovel, you know, digging bait on the beach, moving dog shit, digging my hole, you know. Needless to say, the reason for a Ford Galaxy with a deployed airbag, Ford Galaxy steering column with a deployed airbag being at the bottom of the hole is entirely classified, but it does signify hitting the bottom of the hole, which is very exciting and the most memorable moment, folks. Nice. Okay, so I've taken about 3 dump truck loads of muck out the bottom of this hole since the last time I turned the camera on. Can you see the board down there on the left hand side? That is not where it should be, or rather the pipe is not where it should be in relation to that board. You can't see the one on the other side. This whole thing's gone a bit wonky now. It was slightly off plumb to start with, and you know, it was my intention to square it up when I got to something hard at the bottom, and we are nearly at the hard stuff. I'm just at the quicksand now, and it stinks, but what? Yeah, I'm not really comfortable with it going any further off square. So what we've got is a big bottle jack there. It's on the crane, so it can't really exert too much pressure. But then the opposing force is a 3 ton block, and it's an old one, so it's got test marks on it to 7 ton. We've got about 2,800 kilos of concrete pipe here, and you know, so it'd be nice to have a little bit more safety margin with that lifting gear. And certainly I don't know what's going to happen with the crane, but well, there's only one way to find out, isn't there, eh? Let's do a bit of pumping and wiggling and see what happens.
Yeah, I managed to rescue my shovel, by the way, so I'm pretty chuffed about it. It's quite good down at the bottom of the hole, this short one. The lifting and pushing isn't working. I'm just lifting up that side of the crane, and that side, my lifting hook is deforming quite badly. I'm not liking it. So what we're going to try and do instead, backup plan, because there's always several backup plans, isn't there? I've always got at least 5 backup plans. Yeah? I'm actually going to move the entire hole. I'm going to concentrate on that side because that's where it's hung up, and if we fucking trains. Yeah. Okay, so what are we saying? Yeah, we're going to move the entire hole. I think with the pressure washer and a hose pipe, I can just erode the contact point there, and I'll just keep going eroding it until the top of this pipe comes over. Yeah, see what happens. It should be a lot easier once we hit the hard stuff underneath. That's why I was holding up, squaring things up, because you know, I'm gonna square this pipe up, and then it's got to go down another couple of feet, and in that space it might wander off in the other direction, which we don't want. But we'll see what happens. We'll just kind of open the entire hole up, all 12 foot of it on this side down. Yep, let's go. Okay, so we've got a plumb hung up on this top step, and the camera's not enjoying these big differences in light, but you can see there's a decent gap at the bottom there. Right? It's about 6 inches, so I've got to move the top over 6 inches, and we should be okay. Yeah. And what I'm doing is, you know, for all you students of military engineering out there, exactly what the Egyptian engineers did in order to breach the banks of the Suez. Is it the Suez? I don't know, whatever river they crossed. Had great big sandbanks on both sides, so they used high pressure water to wash it out. I expect they would have had to come along and dredge after that. You know? It's working. Once I've got enough water in the hole, I'm going to fire up the pump and get the end of the hose on that, and it should do it a bit quicker, and, you know, recycle the water rather than just putting a load of drinking water into the hole. Okay. We've cut the list down to about 3 inches. We are making significant progress. We're halfway there to correct this tilt. Yeah, the water reflects the light a bit better. You can see the nut that I'm using as a plumb bob. Fucking trains. He's empty. Yeah, I'm just gently placing some timbers here to put a bit of pressure on the pipe. I don't want to go mad with this. You know, I definitely don't want to hit that too hard. That's how we end up with fractures or something, isn't it? In the either in the mortar or the pipe itself. These aren't amazingly strong pipes, but they're smooth on the outside, and that's the main thing, isn't it? Eh? They'll be plenty strong enough, you know, with the consistent load around the outside, but they're not meant for point loading. There's a load of loads of demands in the literature not to not to roll them on their sides. I know a couple of you suggested that rather than using the crane, but they reckon they'll break if you do that. You know, if you catch a brick or something hard and pointy, whatever. Okay, I just don't know. Don't know whether to try and cut the rest of the ply out or not. I mean, I'm going to carry on trying to stand this up a little bit squarer. Get some more timber in here, perhaps. Okay, we're doing it, chaps. We've got a gap growing on this side, couple of inches, and our gap here is shrinking all the time. I just pumped all the water out, and we're having some fresh water again. It was getting a bit silty, but you can see you've collected water on that side. So it's definitely not square yet, but it's getting there. Okay, lots going on. I've got the pipe more or less square now. You see by the little dribble of water on that side, it's still ever so slightly leaning, but what? I think it might even be the pipe itself. The plumb says it's straight anyway. I had to put another engine on the on the winch. The other one's fine. It's just carbs leaking, so didn't want to stop digging. We're at the quicksand now, so I'm just scooping that out. I've got an old champagne bucket down there, actually, of all things. I'm filling up the bucket. The thing with that is, you know, I can only really get two of these muck buckets into the back of the dumper before it starts flowing over the back. So that's a little bit annoying, you know. I actually thought about cutting that fence down and clearing a way through the undergrowth there, so I could bring the dumper straight in. That would really speed things up. But what? No, I don't know. This is short term whilst I get through the squidgy stuff, and then I'll be able to get, you know, I'll pile it back in there. It's quite annoying because most of what I'm bringing up is water, you know. But whatever. That's just the way it is, isn't it? Yeah, we'll power through that. I'm probably going to put the next ring on early again. Not because I want the extra weight, although it's always handy, but because I don't want. It's just slowly slipping down at the minute. It's got a couple of bits of ply that are slowly buckling down there, and other than that, it's just sinking down, probably you know, an inch every 3 or 4 hours, I suppose. But I don't want to get to the point where the next ring with fresh mortar on it sinks down to these wooden blocks, which now really they're going to have to stay here, or something is going to have to stay here supporting the top of the tunnel, because I've widened it so much until I'm done and I can backfill this whole area. Which I'm thinking I might go down pretty deep and rent a trench rammer and just scoop out a couple of foot all the way around with a mini digger or something. Hire a mini digger and a trench digger for the day or something, and a trench rammer, and just compact the absolute chuff out of it, and that'll really help with the waterproofing as well. Should do, if I was to do that at the top. Either way, I'm going to carry on taking a bit more out. I'm going to let it get another couple of inches down, and then I'll sit another ring on top, and then that'll be it for this episode. Beautiful weather we're having now. I know I've just got a camera screen full of cloud there, but yeah, look, blue bit. This is some Mr. Sun himself was out somewhere a second ago. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. I am a massive slag for the sunshine, lads. So I've got, you know, I've got my English tan coming along quite nicely. Oh yeah, I've gone bright red, but you know, whatevs. Right, okay, I'm going to carry on. And yeah, this engine actually, this is a 43cc as opposed to the 52cc that I had on here previously. And it seems to pull the bucket up a lot better. Yeah, no ifs, buts and maybes. I had to take that off my strimmer, so you know, I suppose I'll have to leave the garden a bit messier this year, but yeah, it seems to be performing quite nicely. I was just gonna fix the other one and put it back on, but you know, kind of, I don't care about anything but my hole at the minute. and that's working fine, so I'll get the other one pulled apart and try and fix it, just in case this one breaks or something, and then I can just switch them, you know, have a working engine on standby the whole time, because it's being used a lot now. Like, well, I figured out I'm probably putting this bucket up and down 10 times to do a foot, I suppose. I think that's about right. And if the muck's dry, then I can get five loads in the dump truck, but if it's wet I can only get 2 loads, you know. And obviously if we get a sort of mixture, there's hard stuff in there and sloppy stuff, then well, still only 2 loads, because the hard stuff displaces the sloppy stuff, doesn't it? It's all sliming out the back. And yeah, these back tyres, look at them, there's a bit of wheel spin going on here till I'm clear of that slop, but yeah, such is life, hey? We'll just carry on trying to plough through it, I suppose. We're getting deep though. We are getting deep. It's good. Rigging this block is a big old pain in the arse, you know, but I've only got to do it 4 more times. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Don't fall. Okay, so the belts, the drive belts on the crane, there's 2 sets, isn't there? There's you know, the primary set that essentially act as the clutch as well, and they are shagged now. They are wholeheartedly shagged. There's bits of them falling off. You know, they've had a short, hard life, and what we're going to have to try and do is, if I need to change direction at all, I'm going to have to stop the engine. But what I'm going to try and do is sit on the hole in one pass, and we're going to try and get the crane at a slightly different angle. If I have the back wheel over that far side there, and the side wheel over here, and another one here, then I'll be able to get the dump truck in a bit easier, but also avoid the sloppy mess that I've made down there. Yeah, alright, let's give this a go. I just remembered I will have to stop it to raise the pipe up. Yeah. but I'll try and get it lined up nicely. I can have a little look when I stop it to raise the pipe up, but let's try and do it in one hit. Oh, Jesus. Oh no. Okay, well. Shit, it's still sinking. I can't really put that pipe down. Right. Oh, crap. Dazzler. Where's my nuts? Right. Okay, so this has been an arduous few feet in the digging of the shaft. Can't even get near the hole now. There's boggy mud and holes everywhere. Oh, that's the one the crane went down. Okay.
Getting pretty deep and lovely and echoey, which is the most important thing here, isn't it? Yeah. So you've got about, what's it? 13, 14, 15, getting on for 16 foot of pipe stacked here now, which is pretty cool. Obviously we've got 10 sections in total, and this is 6 now stacked.
Yeah, so we've done half the digging, or we would have done half the digging when this seam here is at ground level, and it's about a foot high still. So yeah, we're a little bit off halfway, but we've got more than half of the pipe stacked. It's the digging that takes the time, isn't it? And more recently, it's been farting around with those bits of plywood at the bottom of the hole. That's been a little bit tedious, but pretty much past that now. There's a couple of bits left there still. What else? We overcame the tilt on the pipe. It's pretty much perfect now. As perfect as I'm ever going to get it. Mr. Dump Truck's been excellent. Everything's been excellent, really. I mean, the winch has been absolutely lovely. I mean, the engine, I swapped that, but you know, it's not really the winch itself, is it? It's just the engine. That's working very well. This whole girl down here, obviously the drive motor for the crane does need a little bit of fettling and some fresh belts on that. Try and get that clutch working a bit better. So what? Probably the next video I'm going to make will be sorting out around the base of the crane. Yeah. So I've got to get something to cover these holes up. You had loads of suggestions off you lot. You know, and I think some of you have obviously been in trades and that, worked with these concrete pipes. Yeah, so I couldn't really, if I'd have put something down, it would have got in the way of straightening this pipe out, wouldn't it? So, you know, it's kind of fortuitous that it all happened in this order. So I'll get something down here. I'm not entirely sure what. Everything's expensive at the minute. Steel's expensive, timber's expensive, but I'll find something, and we'll try and make this a little bit safer. I'm thinking about a different method for getting the muck out of the hole, because you know, I've got to go quite a long way up a ladder every time I want to empty that bucket, and it's not a small bucket, but it's still, can't remember what I estimated how many buckets full to get down a foot. It's quite a few, but what I'm thinking is some sort of semi-automated system. I think I'm going to go back to using my electric winch, and it needs some sort of tilt mechanism at the top. So I've got a remote for that winch, and if I hit the up button, I want it to go all the way up and empty itself, and then I can press the down button and it will come all the way back down. So I'm only going to have to come out the hole every 6 loads or so to empty the dump truck. And the dump truck, it can definitely take a lot more weight, so I'll probably make some greedy boards, you know, just some sort of 6-inch, might even do them out of timber around the edge, so I can overfill it. Maybe even something on the back, although hopefully I'm done with the sloppy stuff, but you never know. Yeah, I hope I'm done with the sloppy stuff. Sloppy stuff isn't fun. Sloppy stuff takes a lot longer, yeah. And you know, for every bucket of sloppy stuff you come out, it's the equivalent of half a bucket of hard stuff. Yet at the same time, I can only get two buckets into the dump truck before it needs emptying, otherwise it all overflows. So yeah, sloppy stuff isn't good. Sloppy stuff is the enemy of holding. What else have I got to think of? that's pretty much it. Oh yeah, guys, you know, like whilst the views on my channel seem to be absolutely tanking, you know, I used to be getting, like, you know, this time last year I was getting 20,000 views every 2 days. Now I'm down to about 2,000 views every 2 days, which is, you know, a bit of a drop. But you know, I ask you guys to help me out with these latest videos, and you know, share them, like them, comment, whatever. And this, you know, seems to be having a positive effect. So thank you very much. And if I can ask you to please keep doing whatever you're doing, that'd be great. Alright, because, you know, we all know if these videos take off, I'm gonna build a great big, you know, Edwardian style elevator at the top of this hole, and of course the swimming pool and hot tub and underground distillery. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. So yeah, I know there's been a bit of drama this episode, and it's been a bit of a while since I last updated you, and this has probably been a very long video. But anyway, take it easy, guys, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.